Directive Code Light War '07. Target Western Attention Economy. Weaponized Asset Spotlight. Core Strategy Replace profits with actors. Operational Result Controlled Mass Worship. From the very beginning, you thought they were chosen for talent. You thought it was charisma or luck. But what if the spotlight wasn't a reward? What if it was a trap? What if celebrity worship didn't just happen to the culture? What if it was built? Now, we don't live in a culture, we live in a cathedral. And in that cathedral, the highest altar is fame. But the gods we worship now, they aren't self-made. They're hand-selected, carved out, dressed up, and lit on fire. The fame system was never about talent. It was about control. From the very start, the goal was simple: replace God with icons, replace truth with style, and create a generation that would rather follow actors than think for themselves. The original Hollywood system was feudal. Studios owned the stars, their names, their image, their lives. But as that collapsed in the public eye, a new, more subtle system took its place. Today's episode is proudly brought to you by Courage. It's not FDA approved, not algorithmically favored, and definitely not monetized. But side effects may include clear eyes, a spine, and uncontrollable truth telling. Ask your pastor if boldness is right for you. And that's where the managers came in. Let's name them. Not the celebrities, the handlers, the gatekeepers, the real architects of belief. Ezra Cooperstein, Night Media, Mr. Beast's former manager, created pipelines that made YouTubers gods. Peter Chernin, former News Corp exec, owns pieces of Barstool, Meat Eater. Jeremy Zimmer, CEO of Yuta, represents more celebrities than you've ever Googled. Jim Burkus and Peter Benedict, co-founders of Yuta, architects of modern mass influence. These are not PR guys. They're cultural engineers. They don't discover talent. They decide what the culture is allowed to see. They're Hollywood's deep state, and every celebrity you followed has passed through their filters. UTA, Churning Group, Night Media, talent agencies, or thought enforcement divisions. Because if you own both the rebel and the regime, you own the revolution. You thought Mr. Beast was independent? But Ezra Cooperstein, his former manager, was tight with YouTube execs and built monetization systems. It's not rebellion. That's a controlled detour. They didn't just want to cancel truth tellers. They wanted to manufacture influencers who look authentic but never leave the sandbox. This is why truth-telling celebrities never name names, never call out systems, never offend their masters, because they were cast to play dissidents. This is not random. This is not diversity of thought. It's institutional scripting passed down from the manager class to the actor cast, then broadcast straight into your soul. Now let's just say it plainly, shall we? This system was always a cathedral. They planned it that way. They replaced the priest with a publicist. They replaced God with gods on screens. And they trained you from birth to desire the spotlight more than you desire the truth. Because if they could control what you worship, they control who you become. They planned for a culture where fame would outrank fatherhood, where followers would matter more than fruit, where talent would be praised and truth punished. And every time you click, every time you quote your favorite celeb, every time you let them set the moral compass, you step deeper into the world they built. But you're not watching this by accident. You're awake. You're aware. And you're ready to exit the temple. The world doesn't need more actors, it needs more architects, more men and women who refuse to be managed, and who start building a culture that doesn't need handlers to survive. This is your call. Stop worshiping their God. Start carrying his glory. Because what they planned from the start was always weaker than what God planned from eternity. Share this with someone who still thinks the spotlight is freedom. And tell me, which celebrity do you think was placed, not discovered? Because this is not the end of the story. It's the beginning of the reconstruction. Let us build something that they cannot counterfeit. This is Chase Parrish, Space. Hey, if you're tired of the lies of censorship and the forced conformity, you're in the right place. This is Chase Parrish Space, where we expose what they never told you, stand for truth, and refuse to bow to a culture of fear. If you're ready to think deeper, speak louder, and live bolder in Christ, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and join the resistance. You're not alone, and I'll be right here every day, one episode at a time.